Hello, welcome back to 9 Little Aussies. I am in my garden today, and today's video is kind of going to be a little bit different because I realized I have footage from a couple of different days where I was in the garden doing things, some of it here in the garden, some of it moving the ducks, and I had forgotten about it. And today I'm out here pottering, just getting a few things to make some tinctures. I'm going to harvest some tulsi. And I thought, well, that's silly to waste that. I will show it to you, but it's kind of going to be a little bit hodgepodge. So anyway, this is some of the things we have been doing in the past week. It has been a little bit of a crazy week because I have had sick children. I had one day that I wasn't feeling well, and we've just had a lot of that going on. And honestly, I've had a lot of brain fog, which is probably why I forgot these videos. And I was looking through and going, oh, I forgot I did that. And I forgot I did that. But that seems to be what my week has been like. So I don't know if anyone else has those weeks where you just, it's struggle city to get the thoughts together. And we had full break, and then we've come back to do school this week, and every day I've had someone sick, so it feels like the week has just been a write-off. But I thought, I am not going to waste this footage. We're nearly at the end of it, I think. We might have one more person to get sick, and it wasn't anything major. It was just a head cold, flu-y thing, but it just left us all a little bit and me not thinking straight, clearly. So anyway, without further ado, here is a little bit from the last week. Hello friends, welcome back to 9 Little Aussies. I am not feeling fantastic this morning, but it is Saturday, and the longer I just wander around the garden and think about what I want to do, the better I am feeling. So no little head cold is going to hold me back, although it could be allergies. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel great, but lots to do today. Going to seed. I've let this basil go, and this okra I'm letting go to seed because I want to save all these pods. This is one of the heirloom ones that Jess from Roots and Refuge gave me, the seeds. So I want to save some of these for next season. They're so pretty. They kind of got this reddish tinge on them. Some little peas coming up here. Green bean, lots of dollarweed unfortunately, but I'm just pulling it out as it comes up among the other seeds. Isn't this pretty? I love Sweet Alice. It's just so delicate and beautiful.
Maybe in the afternoon, so maybe in the middle of the day.
Look how big you guys are getting. Getting so big. Aren't you? Yes. Do you want some food, Mrs. Potts? And look at you, Blaze. You're so pretty. Blaze is very pretty. Morning, girls. I'm getting ready, but look what my boys bought me. My two little boys bought me breakfast. 2 eggs and a cup of English breakfast tea. That'll help me for sure. That'll help me get going. All right, I'm going to sit here and eat my eggy wiggles and ponder my next move. Okay, I have this Tulsi, just desperately needs to get in the ground, otherwise known as holy basil. I've always known it as to be Tulsi, but I just found out a little while ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago now, that holy basil is the same as Tulsi. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why I haven't heard of holy basil before. Now I've also got some elderberries need to go in the ground. An olive tree needs to go in the ground. So not great at making decisions about where to put these things because they're perennials. I'm more wanting them to be in, you know, a permanent location. But I'm going to go have a look at that back fence over there because I think that might be it. All right, I have a fair idea of where I want these, but I'm being waylaid and I've started a different job because I cannot find the pruners and I need to pull out the old basil and okra. And although I could pull it out, I really want to prune it back so it can feed the ground. So we've got instead some kale, little bits of kale and some celery. Now I didn't have any celery seeds, and the kale it hasn't taken yet. I can't even remember if I put any in actually. Anyway, hubby went to town this morning to take our son to work and stopped by the markets and got me a few seedlings. So I'm putting those in and pulling out some radishes. So I'm just sort of spot planting the kale here, celery, and there's a few holes where radishes have come out or other things, and I've just sort of spot planting them here and there. So I've got a celery here. There's another little space here. I might put another one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think there's ants there. Darn it. Oh, I think there is. See if I can. Oh, there is. Lord have mercy. Quickly. Another thing Mike found me was some calendula, which I'm really excited about. I have wanted to have this in the garden, and so he bought me 3 little plants. So I think what I'm going to do is put in the minute 3 different locations because I don't know exactly where they'll do the best. I know they like sun, so I'm going to put one. So this bed here is free, but my plan for this bed is to put some cabbages, cabbages and broccoli in this bed But I'm just waiting. Next week the temperature is supposed to drop, and it's still been getting up in the 90s and, you know, mid 30s, and that's a bit too hot for the brassicas. They don't really like it, so I'm kind of, but they're really outgrowing inside and getting leggy, so I need to get them in the ground. But I thought I'll try and wait till Monday, because I think the temperature is going to drop on Monday, so that might be better for them. Anyway, I think I'll put this little guy here in the corner. He gets a lot of sun here. Maybe that corner will get a tiny bit more sun. And what I want is for them to go to seed, and for me to be able to harvest the seed and then grow a lot more next season. There's a little baby aloe vera in here, which I don't want to lose him. I love aloe vera. It is so, it's like a very useful plant. So I use it all the time. So I am going to kind of take him out gently and put him somewhere else. To prune back this old spent what is it, an eggplant, and I just got roasted bit all over my hands. They are just stinging. My arch nemesis, the fire ant. I can't even get my pruners back. I'm gonna have to wait for them to go away. That is the other benefit of the long-handled pruners that I cannot find right now. It keeps your hands away from the fire ants until you can see them. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is where I'm going to put this a hugelkultur bed. Got our friend Case in here, he's helping. All right, so we have our little baby olive tree here. And what I'm thinking, we have this Chinese tallow that is just a noxious weed, and then underneath it is a wisteria, which is also just growing like a weed. So we're gonna actually cut them off at ground level and plant the olive tree there to replace it. Now we're gonna have to manage like the regrowth, but I think that's okay. It's in a nice, close to the house area. We're gonna keep an eye on it and cut it back. Kason, do you want me to try and move the ladder and everything first?
I can move it.
Okay. So we're gonna clear that area. It's kind of been a junky area anyway. It'll be nice to have that cleaned up. Might have that leaning on it. He is alive. He is fine. Okay. Thumbs up. It looked like the tree fell on him, but he was okay.
He did.
It was okay. You get the food and water. Don't come out yet, duckies.
They're not eating that much.
Here, I'll get that. You tip the water over, and then you can just grab it out. We'll refill it in a minute. Good girl. Good girl. So it is a couple of days after the ducks were attacked, and we've kept them in here so that they would feel secure, and we've just been kept them in here and been moving the chicken tractor around. But they really love being able to flap their wings and run around, and I want them to have that space. We are using the fence that was around them. We're now using on the chickens because we've moved them over near the milk barn. But we have this second fence. We do not have a second energizer, so it's not going to be with power, but these guys don't even really try and challenge it. We're just going to try this and see how we go, putting a fence around them, locking them up here in the night, but then having the fence around them so that they can have some space during the day. We can, you know, the plan is to keep the gate shut, but obviously that's not a foolproof plan at this point. So we need like a bit of a backup. So this is the backup. Just maybe a couple, one more, 2 more feet forward, and then you're almost on fresh grass. That's it. Good job. So we'll put the fence around behind them, around over there, kind of coming on this side of that fire pile, and around this clump, and then back.
I don't think they should be in that fire area.
No, we're gonna go, the burn pile will be outside the fence. Gracie's just filling up the waters. It's a much smaller net than the last one. I didn't realize how much smaller this one is. You see little man over there. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's just been perched up there with the dogs, eating in his comfy place. While we put this up, couple of things of water, got their feed. You're gonna let them out, Gracie?
I just want to hop in that right now.
Does it look enticing?
Ugh.
You know, the first thing the ducks do is poop in it. I filled it up brand new clean the other day and they just jumped in and did big poos all in the water. I was like, what? You unsanitary creatures.
I'm gonna clean it up whenever they poo in it. I'm gonna clean it out.
I am.
And then I'm gonna smack one of the ducks on the nose.
I don't think they'll get that message. That's just the way ducks are.
What?
Now you two must stay out.
Can you, when you...
You go fill the other ones now.
Yep.
This will be the first time they've been out since they were attacked. So I expect they will be somewhat timid. I think they are quite happy.
Yeah, I think they're happy to be out in there.
How'd you
too
come?
close to the water.
Now that one that got attacked, that big grey drake is staying in there. I wonder if he's a bit scared.
I think we have to bring Molly and Shadow back in and then they'll come out. That will come out.
Yeah, I might do that actually. All right, come on, Molly and Shadow. I think you're causing stress to the duckies. Come on. Come on. Now, Molly, come. Now.
They probably got scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
Because they ran all the way out of the paddock.
Oh, there's that big. So this big grey one
Got attacked.
he got attacked. The back of his leg was bloody, and
I knew we should have put the dogs in. That's what was scaring them. But Shadow was just right there.
come on, duckies. Just being cautious, aren't they? They're just playing.
So they could dip their heads in.
Well, a bigger one would be nice, but that's better than we. So, what is she doing?
They eat their
This
feathers.
one came from Miss Holly. Gave us this one.
Yeah.
So that was so good. So much better. She loves it. let her be, honey.
I think that's the one actually. Look at this feather she just dropped off. It is that tiny bit of brown she has on her.
Pretty cool. Well, that makes me happy. Makes my heart happy to see happy ducks. And hopefully safe ducks.
I have an idea. You put it there, put it on it. Put it on it. No.
Watch your fingers.
No, you put it on it, but don't. And now, put it down.
No, now I'm gonna jump in it.
Okay.
That's it.
Getting those roots out.
Yep.
Good job.
Do it, done. Every root we get out, there's just 2 more.
Don't do it so hard.
So we have cut out the other day, Kason chopped down these Chinese tallow and this wisteria, and we're planting an olive tree here. The boys are just digging it out, but we're hitting a lot of roots. Now the boys have drilled holes in this stump. So we've got a stump here and a stump here. We've drilled holes in them. So I heard the other day on a podcast, no, actually it might have been on a reel on Instagram, the permaculture pimp guy, I can't remember his name, in North Carolina. He said if you're in it, especially here, we can't get a stump grinder in, and we don't have a stump grinder. We can't get the tractor in to pull it up, but we are going to do what he suggested, which is to drill holes in it and then randomly get the boys to pee in it every day, and it will eventually disintegrate and break down. So we're going to try it and see. I'll let you know what happens. So in the bottom of the hole where the boys have dug for the tree, we're going to put some blood and bone, which in America comes separately. In Australia, I bought a product called Blood and Bone, which is both combined, but here apparently you buy them separately. Not sure why. I'm sure there's some reason for that. But anyway, we're going to put some of that in the bottom. I had a terrible experience. I don't know, this was one of my earlier videos. When we were planting fruit trees, what was it, blueberries and grapes and different things on the other side of the house, and I put blood and bone around the tree when we planted it to feed it, and the puppies just, of course, went bananas and dug all around and dug them all up. And so they're not allowed back here. So in the garden area at the back of the house, they're not allowed. So there's a gate. Sometimes they come in, but pretty much they don't come back here. So hopefully this will be safe. It'll settle over time.
Okay, I just put it there
And then we're going to get mulch and mulch around it. So clayish. And anyway,
An olive tree.
an olive tree.
Oh, whoa.
Lord bless our little olive tree.
When did this grow?
Lord bless our little olive tree. So this is Queen olive, and it's one that I got at the plant sale, the local county plant sale, and they sell plants there that grow well in this climate. So hopefully it'll do well. So there you have it. That's what we have been up to. And today I actually had a beautiful, glorious morning, even though I still have some sick kiddos. But because of that, I just ended up going, you know what, this week we're not doing school. Everyone's just in recovery or they're still sick. So my teenagers are continuing, but they're pretty independent and they're in high school. And so they probably have a bit more to keep up with. But the rest of us are just going to garden and cook stuff and enjoy this incredibly gorgeous weather, which, man, am I ready for the fall. It is just, it is beautiful. It is so beautiful. I just want to be outside all day, every day at the moment. So gorgeous. So this morning I planted out, it's going to be hard to see, I think, but this is broccoli and some cabbages. Some of this is celery that my husband picked up the starts for the other day, but mainly broccoli. And I also sowed in there some seeds. So I put radishes, rocket, which is arugula here. We call it rocket. What else? Some bunching onions. I can't remember. I think that might be it. And this bed has grown, like, it's just really starting to go gangbusters. I'm getting heaps of radishes out of here every morning. So that's why I thought, no, I need to re-sow some radishes in that end bed, because I love radishes. I really love them with my breakfast. They're just awesome with bacon and eggs. And I haven't been having bacon lately, but I've just been having a couple of eggs, some radishes, and my husband bought me some goat's cheese, which, like a goat's feta, like a crumbly cheese. Oh, so yummy, with radishes and eggs for breakfast. Just feels decadent and yummy. So this one, I have spot planted a few. So where there's gaps, let me see if I can show you. Where there's gaps, I've put a broccoli there and over there. So I'm just kind of keeping it full when something else needs to come out. And borrowing, so her nasturtiums, this is Gracie's garden. Her nasturtiums are growing really well. And she's now got some lettuce has come up, yay. And her marigolds are flowering. And I've just sort of spot planted through here more broccoli, more cabbages. And we're slowly making progress on the hugelkultur bed here, which I'm going to do that as a completely separate video. But we're getting there with that. And I did plant out this tulsi over here, and then pruned it back. And I've put, you can see there's a little baby broccoli there. And I got this yarrow in the ground. So I was happy to get that in the ground, and I'm slowly mulching. So I've cardboarded and then mulching around it, but I just don't necessarily get time to do all of it in one hit. So we're just slowly getting there. Okay, so I put more cabbage and broccoli through here, little tiny itty bitty ones. The peas are growing up slowly. They're almost at the height they can reach that trellis. So, and we spot sowed through here. In wherever there's little gaps is where I'm putting this next lot of produce. So in here there's more cabbage, more broccoli. There's a little gap there with some cabbage and broccoli. And here is our little olive tree finally in the ground. I hope you can see that clearly. It's kind of hard to see sometimes. And they've mulched it, so good to finally get that in the ground. That was one project I wanted to get done this week, and it's good to go. Okay, last thing I've got to do before I go in and finish dinner, organize all that and take care of kiddos, is I'm going to harvest some of this tulsi, this holy basil. So it is kind of going really well, to the point where it's overshadowing this tomato. I've got a Roma tomato here and here that I'm hoping to get some harvest off in this late season. And it's got herbs underneath it. So I've got oregano, sage, parsley. I do have some dill coming up from seed and some chamomile coming up from seed, hopefully there. And here, some thyme on this side. Thyme and parsley, and that's the sage up there. So I want to harvest the tulsi And I took, like I said, I sort of chopped the tops off of the one that I planted at the back, and I'm going to add this to it and make that into a tincture. I need to cut back this basil, not because I particularly want or need it for anything, but it's blocking the sun from my little herb garden here and the little flowers I've planted down there. So isn't this Sweet Alice gorgeous? I don't know if the light's really great right now, but it's so pretty. I am very I do not have really a rhyme or reason to this. I find that basil is so resilient. You can be pretty brutal with it. The same with this one as with the regular basil. It's just, it'll grow back easily. So I'm going to take a fair bit and hopefully let the sun in and get some of this in a tincture form where we can use it medicinally when we want to later on. Let's open that up a lot, so that will let a lot more sun in there. That's good. And I wish you guys could see, this is just such a glorious purpley green. The underneath of the leaves have this purple tinge, and it is just beautiful. So, and it's pungent, but it's not annoying. It's not like well, not even annoying. Annoying is not it's not overpowering. The regular culinary basil, whatever it is I'm saying these days. I don't know if I can capture the color on this, but it is just so pretty. So pretty. And just a light smell. It's just so nice. So anyway, I am going to take that inside and pop that in a tincture. I am going to think about dinner. I've got dinner on, but I'll go finalize all of that, mash some potatoes and cook some green beans. Well, friends, thanks for watching. I always appreciate you being here, and thanks for just walking with me in the garden again on another beautiful day here in East Texas. I am here for this fall weather. It is just, autumn has always been one of my favorite seasons. It's just beautiful. There's something it's like a big deep sigh. That's how I feel like autumn is. It's a big deep sigh, and I'm ready for that. So sunshine and raindrops to you wherever you are, and we'll see you again soon.